Hi, my name is Stephanie Stevens, and I'm a planner with the City of Wheat Ridge Community Development Department, presenting case number SDP-25-2, which is a request for approval of a specific development plan for a Dave & Buster's entertainment use located at 3800 Clear Creek Drive in the Clear Creek Crossing mixed-use development. The subject site is outlined in red on the screen. A specific development plan was recently approved for a Bank of America to the northeast of the subject site, and an SDP is under review for a Bird Call restaurant to the northwest. Also to the northwest, Crossing Drive infrastructure plans were recently approved to create an enhanced roadway and pedestrian corridor, or PASEO, connecting from 40th Avenue to Clear Creek Drive, as well as a private drive on the north side to serve the proposed development and adjacent users, all of which are currently under construction. A Home2 hotel is currently under construction just west of Crossing Drive at the northeast corner of 40th Avenue and Clear Creek Drive. A subdivision plat is under review to split the Dave & Buster's lot into two. The replatting will result in one remaining vacant site within Block 2, south of the subject site, reserved for a restaurant or retail user. The subject site is located within the Clear Creek Crossing planned mixed-use development shown in green on the screen, and is located within Planning Area 3, which is also called the Vineyard District, denoting this area as a commercial sub-district in the development. The site is surrounded by Clear Creek Crossing. The request for SDP approval is the second step in a two-part approval process pertaining to plan developments. The first step occurred in 2018 when Planning Commission and City Council approved the Clear Creek Crossing Planned Mixed-Use Outline Development Plan, which established the zoning. The zone change also included approval of a vision book that establishes the intended design and architectural themes and materials, as well as a design pattern book that includes the more substantive development regulations. The second step for development in a planned mixed-use development requires approval of a specific development plan, or SDP, for each building, lot, or phase, which is where we are now. Several SDPs have already been approved at Clear Creek Crossing, including the recent Bank of America, the Lookout Restaurant Corridor, Bonfire Burritos, Primrose School, Home2 Suites Hotel, Outlook Apartments Phases 1 and 2, Intermittent Health, Lutheran Hospital Campus, Hampton Inn Hotel, Lifetime Fitness Facility, Foothills Credit Union, Maverick or previously Come and Go gas station, and Dutch Brothers Coffee Shop. The applicant is requesting to build a 31,281 square foot Dave & Buster's entertainment establishment. Entertainment uses are permitted in Planning Area 3 or the Vineyard District of Clear Creek Crossing, which includes the subject site. I'll walk through proposed conditions in more detail on the next few slides, but the site also takes into consideration adequate vehicular access, planning area connectivity, and pedestrian connections. Starting with access, the vacant 4.57 acre site is proposed to be developed with the Dave & Buster's shown in the star on the screen. 2 points of vehicular access are proposed from the north and south private drives that stem from Crossing Drive and Clear Creek Drive. Crossing Drive will feed into signalized intersections and will extend southwest across Clear Creek Drive to connect to the Lookout Restaurant corridor currently under construction. Pedestrian connections are proposed to the north, west, and south to tie into surrounding streets and planning areas. Note that Bird Call, which is slated to go into the site just north, is going through corporate organizational changes, and that project is currently on hold. Yet no matter the case, will be subject to holding the same circulation network. Here's an excerpt of the SDP with north shown on the left of the screen. The 31,281 square foot building is tucked along the east side of the site, adjacent to I-70 at the top of the screen. The SCP reflects 284 proposed parking spaces. Parking is situated primarily to the west and south and screened from adjacent streets by landscaping. The parking area also includes sidewalks shown with the blue arrows on this slide, allowing pedestrian access from the site to the private street, public streets, and signalized intersections. The design pattern book establishes setback and building orientation requirements specific to each development district within Clear Creek Crossing. For Planning Area 3 within the Vineyard District, there is a Build To requirement along Clear Creek Drive where either 50% of the buildings along the street or an enhanced landscape wall must be located within 0 to 50 feet of the property line. The applicant has elected to provide an enhanced landscape wall with plantings along Clear Creek Drive to maximize parking and screen it from the streets. The proposed building orientation will result in high visibility from the highway easy access into the site via Crossing Drive and Clear Creek Drive, and enhanced pedestrian connections to surrounding uses. The project meets the minimum requirement for 20% of the gross lot to be landscaped by utilizing perimeter landscaping, parking lot landscaping, streetscape trees and entry plazas, and planting beds near the building with a variety of trees, shrubs, and ornamental grasses and perennials. Enhancements to the private drive being constructed by master developer are proposed along the north side of the site to include detached sidewalk and landscaping. The project is meeting minimum planting requirements. The design pattern book includes plaza requirements for planning area 3 with a minimum of 5,000 square feet of plaza required in this sub-district. Home 2 fulfilled this requirement already. However, Dave & Buster's has elected to add an entry plaza to further accentuate the space in a location supported by the design pattern book, which has been designed to complement other plazas throughout the development. The architectural style is driven by the Clear Creek Crossing design pattern book and vision book, which call for a modern agrarian aesthetic that blends traditional agrarian forms and materials with a modern feel. It also requires strong attention to be paid to the pedestrian realm. The building is proposed to be single-story and 37 feet tall, and architecture is comprised primarily of stone, metal, fiber cement, and glazing, or windows. It includes stone-based elements with a glass storefront and metal awnings placed at varying heights that accentuate the base and enhance the pedestrian realm. It incorporates corner identifying features that create visual interest, along with metal and wood features that emulate the look and feel of raw materials and tie into the modern agrarian theme. The nature of the business inherently restricts the amount of natural light that can be introduced into the interior space. So the applicant had to be creative in the design of the exterior to include sufficient glazing or windows that act as transparency and meet requirements of the design pattern book. This is the view from the north at the main entry coming from Crossing Drive, highlighting the entry storefront and corner feature. This is the east and south elevation, which will primarily be visible along I-70. The east and south elevations incorporate similar enhancements to improve the view from the highway and Southern Drive, even though these areas are mostly back of house. The materials carry over to all sides of the building, resulting in four-sided architecture. Since Wheat Ridge is served by special districts, we sent the application on referral to outside agencies, as well as completed an internal review. We did not receive objections from outside agencies, and coordination with these districts is ongoing. Civil construction documents are under review and nearing approval, and a recommended condition of approval has been added to denote that minor changes may be required to coordinate this development with surrounding infrastructure improvements being constructed by master developer and to match civils and plat with the approved SDP. Before the hearing, the property was posted for 15 days and letters were sent to property owners and occupants within a 1,000-foot radius, and the project was posted to Wheat Ridge Speaks. Staff will report back at the hearing if any comments are received. Staff finds the SDP to be consistent with the ODP and is in compliance with all standards set forth in the ODP, Clear Creek Crossing Design Pattern Book, and City Code. The SDP is consistent with the purpose of a planned development, and all agencies can serve the property. Ultimately, staff is recommending approval with condition as listed in the staff report. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.